Hello everyone. Today I have with me Maryam Asad Ahmad. This brilliant student has been awarded the Prizewinner position for one of the toughest papers of ACCA, Advanced Performance Management. She scored 63%. How did you feel when ACCA notified you of your Prizewinner position?
When I first received the email from ACCA notifying me that I was Prizewinner for APM, I couldn't believe it. I refreshed the page like 3 times. Before. Yes, I downloaded it once, twice, and I was like reading it and I was like, are we sure about this? And I was in a public place at the time, so everyone around me could look at me and everyone was just like, oh, what is it? You seem so excited and like you're almost on the brink of despair. And I was just like, I think I'm just Prizewinner for FIFA. Like I couldn't even say I am. I was still in doubt and I was like, I think I am Prizewinner for APM. And I just reached out and I called my dad and I called my mom and I called my friend, and it was absolutely amazing.
I'm sure that was really thrilling.
Yes.
So Maryam, what tips do you have for other students who want to achieve this Prizewinner status?
I think there are a couple of things that every student should bear in mind when attempting an ACCA exam, especially at the professional level. One is time management. It is extremely crucial that a student manage their time. So as per ACCA, every mark is allotted 1.8 minutes, and it is essential that you stick to this timeline. In fact, when we were studying at Phoenix during the revision sessions in the QBR, we made it a habit, as advised by our tutor, to actually note down our start and finish times and make sure we stuck to it. And this helped us in the real-time exam as well, whereby I would look at the exam screen, I would look at my time, and I would be like, okay, my time for this is done and I need to switch to the next question.
So what would actually happen if you were not able to finish your question but the time had run out for that?
Even if the time did run out, I would still go on to the next question, and maybe at the end, if I still had more time, I would come back to it. But I think one of the key aspects of attempting the exam is that you attempt all the questions, because you could do one question really well, and you spend more time on it than allocated, and then there might be the next question which you know even better, but you don't have enough time, and then you could potentially lose out marks, easy marks, from each of the 3 questions that appear in the professional level exams. I think one of the other factors would be ensuring that you are extremely disciplined in your approach to the exam. That means, ensuring that you can, for example, if the lecture provider has provided you with question and answers to do as homework, ensure that you complete them on time and you follow a systematic approach to completing the syllabus, and then give yourself sufficient time to practice questions as well.
I definitely agree with that. How important do you think classroom training is in helping you achieve a high score in the ACCA exams?
One word: extremely. I think there are many things that you would miss out on if you do not attend classroom training. Some of them would be, for example, when you're in the classroom, some of the things that I learned which I was not aware of earlier, or I would not have been had I been self-tutoring myself, was one, the marking scheme. You do get a guide online, but then the real breakdown, like the insights that the lecturer in the classroom would be able to give to you, you would probably not find it elsewhere. And also, lecturers, given their experience in teaching the particular paper, they know what is expected of a student when answering the questions, and these are things that people essentially miss out on, and this makes the difference between a pass and a fail. For example, APM, it is extremely crucial that you justify each answer that you give. I was not aware of that before someone actually told me, because I would have thought maybe I'm giving the right answer and that should be sufficient, but it's not. Like at a professional level exam, they know the answers. You can't just point it out. Like that's the common knowledge. Which you need to actually depth. Where you would be adding depth is when you're justifying why you picked it and how it is relevant to answering the question. Another thing that I learned in the classroom would be how to approach the exam in the most effective manner. Previously, when sitting for an exam, I would read the question, read the requirement, and then go back to the question. And I would say it's not the most effective manner of doing the exam, because essentially the question requirements are massive and it takes quite some time to actually read it. What I learned at Phoenix was the better approach would be to actually read the requirements first and then structure your answer so you have a plan in mind, and then you go back to reading the question. That way, not only are you saving yourself from the double reading of the question, but when you're reading it, you also know what you're looking for. So you can highlight, for example, you can highlight certain points that, okay, this should go in my answer, this should go in my answer, and so on.
That's actually a very, very useful tip for all our students.
I think one of the agreed upon fact is that attempting past exam papers available on the ACCA website are an extremely helpful method of preparing for the exam. The difference between classroom training and self-tutoring lies in the fact that when you're in a classroom with a tutor, you always have the option of going back and getting them to evaluate these answers for you and give feedback and identify where your strengths and weaknesses lie, as opposed to self-evaluating.
Last question, Maryam. Do you think your experience at Phoenix has helped you groom professionally? And if so, would you mind shedding light on that?
Yes, absolutely. This was the first paper I did at Phoenix, and it was an extremely exciting experience.
I'm glad.
The classroom that I was part of had a mix of people of all ages, background, and professional experience.
Oh wow, was that intimidating?
At first, when I first walked in, yes, it was, because I could see where I stood in comparison to the rest of the class. But the tutor made sure that the environment was extremely comfortable and everyone was willing to help each other out. So even though we were still in competition, it was healthy competition, you could say. And the tutor ensured that regardless of our experience or our background knowledge, at the end of the day, that all of us were on the same page.
That's brilliant.
At Phoenix, all the activities were conducted in an extremely professional manner. I had limited working experience prior to joining Phoenix, and I feel this was an extremely good example of how the corporate life works, and it has been an extremely helpful and learning experience for me.
I'm really, really happy to hear that.
Phoenix has been instrumental in my advanced performance management journey. The tutors were always available to help to clear any doubts that we may have had, and were always willing to go the extra mile to ensure that we understood our concepts, and at the end of the day we were satisfied with what we had learned. Phoenix acts as a very good liaison between the professional body that is ACCA and the students. Any queries that I may have had which were targeted to ACCA were resolved by Phoenix proactively. I would also like to thank the admin support at Phoenix who ensured that my journey at Phoenix was smooth.